So today we just want to get straight into the reaction. It kind of long. Basically, is a debate between Damian Crawford and Sir P of Politics Watch about the influence where dancehall have on criminal activity in Jamaica. So, like how me a criminal, this is a a joke I make, boy. Yeah, it's a good debate, and I just want to add my 2 cents, but I'll go ahead and just react to what they must say. Is it me? So I'm gonna just skip to what Sir P say.
Sir P over on Politics Watch agrees with the Prime Minister and disagrees with Damian Crawford. Here's what Sir P had to say in response to Damian Crawford's arguments.
To say music can influence crime is downright ridiculous. To argue that, well, gospel music only have an effect on people who are already believing in religion and believing in Christianity. You will say that a foolishness because the no money now nothing for doing in the church. They believe in God and they hear a gospel song and then get moved and go in a church. Enough man, the business about Rasta culture might grow up in a Christian one. Sit down and listen to Sizzla, Luciana and them and get moved and compelled and influenced to go take up Rasta culture. They were not already Rasta and get drawn to Rasta. Bale, who have nothing to do with Rasta, listen to Rasta man music and turn Rasta. So if that logic applies to church thing, applies to Rasta thing, why would it apply to bad man lifestyle? A youth who not have nothing to do with badness can hear a song and say, this sound exciting, this sounds cool. Hear the artist that say, big up Stone Crusher, big up One Eye, big up Clans. Why will the youth not get drawn towards badness? The fact say not every youth get drawn to it does not mean that it cannot influence. I cannot believe these are the best and brightest minds Jamaica have to offer.
To see that full video, a link for that will be provided.
Alright, so basically he must say you can have no background in a violence, and because of the music you get drawn to it, which me personally, I listen to bad man music every day and whenever you take up a gun for say me I go kill somebody, but him said just because I am not like that doesn't mean that other people aren't easier influenced by dancehall. So him have a point, but more here with Damian have to say.
In the description of the video and also pinned at the top of the comment section. Now nation, Damian Crawford hits back at Politics Watch. Here's what Mr. Crawford had to say.
First of all, I would big up Sir people. I mean, it's a success, same thing and grow and thing, and me myself watch it more time, you know. And that is where they get even the understanding of how much people missing, because I never even have that information. So big up on what you are doing and go on their thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah man, Sir P is doing a good job in terms of creating awareness in terms of a lot of things I'm gonna know about Jamaica and criminal activity in bring awareness to. So we can't belittle what Sir P do. He might do something, he might do work.
Anybody who disagree with your opinion, can me understand say opinions, everybody have an opinion, you get me? But we can't debate where you feel or where you see. So if you ever have this discussion in a base pan, I have seen somebody, I never did this, I never seen the person there. Or if I feel this way, say, oh, when this man sing a song, it cut down crime. The fact shows that is actually not true. We can look here to here at the level of crime. So when I go in at them little feel and see and hear something, you know what I mean? I go straight in and just facts and authority see. So first thing is that we have discussed dancehall impact on crime. They use the term influence, fine, alright? So we use influence. Now you can't really discredit when me say by using what other people say I have to use. When me say you don't know about no dance or create our music, create love our music, create peace or all of those things. People who gravitate towards peace will gravitate towards music that embrace it. People who are against peace will gravitate towards music that's against it. If you look on a simple example of when you're in a relationship. When you're in a relationship and you're in love, you're more of a play a love song.
Facts.
You're going to go play heartbreak song.
Facts.
On the emotion and the content that that exists. You want content will satisfy this current emotion.
Right.
See, I understand when I say, see, because I really want no continuous distraction and debate. Watch me now. Boom. If we are going to be discussing the impact of what you call murder music, then see, because you are correct, dancehall is a total genre of which some of them have content of murder, just like how movies is a total genre, and of which some of them have action movie, we call it action movie, right? So if you are going to call music with violent content murder music, then you have to also call movie with that equal violent content murder movie, and cartoons with that equal violent content murder cartoon, and books with that equal violent content murder book. Because I try to set a level playing field and a level platform. So
Yeah, we'll follow so far.
Understanding as we move forward.
Right.
See? Alright. So therefore we come to the understanding, so we have discussed violent content. See, in what you call murder music. And I agree with you, say, alright, music that is referring to murder. See? Boom. If we are going to discuss that, the only thing, especially for government, I'm a politician, I mean I have no negative towards that, I mean I have no shame in that. I am a person who seeks to help my country through the avenue of politics.
These are the only politician I'm actually rate.
Of Rotary Club, others through the avenue of Key Club, and you seek to try to help through the avenue of YouTube. Me, I try to help through the avenue of politics. Therefore, me I have no shame in that game. You see what I say? Not about me, feel say me can help. I have lost a lot and I've gained a lot through seeking to help in that way. See? Alright. So we come down now to the total mathematics. If we are talking about the impact of dancehall on violence, in particular murder, we have to be talking about a causal relationship. If we not talk about a causal relationship, there's nothing to discuss. If you're going to say that it can cause through the influence, so you say, alright, influence, cool. If dancehall influence people and it don't lead to murder, then we have nothing to discuss. So therefore, if it influence people and then it lead to murder, that's the only reason we have a conversation. See, that's the only reason for our discussion. So dancehall has influenced many, many things. Dancehall influenced all when we drink. Hennessy, Guinness, that's great influence. Dancehall have influence. Right? But I'm going to show you as I go along that influence is based on the type of value that it is.
Right.
For example, you have different types of values. See, and I'm going to give them, so we can research them, we can debate. You have more ways which are deep-seated values, things what parents passed on, what the church, what the general culture has passed on. And then you have folk ways which are fashion, things where just come in and come out fleeting. So Clarks is not a more way, it's a fashion, and Carter and many other artists influence wearing of Clarks because it is a lower level value of fashionable, what's to wear. Tight pants is a lower level value of what's to wear. What else would I say is a lower level value now? Tattoo, it's a lower level value, right? However, them not seeing none of them influence us to for example, go into homosexuality, which is a higher level value.
Dreads is a lower level value too.
So therefore, the influence of art has been proven to be more reserved for lower level values, for which murder is not a lower level value. Murder is a higher level value.
Yeah, we must say so far.
So me and my mother never have great conversation and discussion about how that make me a person by what pants, if it tight or if it loose. But we have had great conversations about how we go about doing things as it relates to inflicting harm on other people. So therefore, that is a higher level value. See? So the first thing I show you is that influence isn't 0 or 1, we call that binary. So it is not that you have no influence or you have influence. You can have influence to a point and then no further. See? So the music in itself can have influence to a point on lower level values, we call folkways, and not to higher level values, we call mores, M-O-R-E-S. See? Come here, get them now for research and come debate. Cool. So we come to boom now. We have established that we now just talk about if 0 or 1. we're talking about a level of influence to become a causal variable, see, on criminal activity. If we not talk about that, there's no need for the Prime Minister to mention it. If we not talk about that, there's no need for anti-gang to seek to criminalize these things, see. Now, with a love if you do a quick Google and realize that this is not a new thing, so true Andrew said, that is the least of my thing. Right? When Peter Bunting said it, I was equally saying no, and that was my party, right? Because me work off of facts, work off of information, work off of research. So I'm going to give you some of these research now so that we can have a debate, because what you are suffering from is not something that make you a simple Simon, see? So I'm not call you a simple Simon, because this debate is not new. This debate come from Aristotle, debated Plato, them man they are two known genius, see, in a freedom time, on the influence of art on criminal activity. So I'm now going to call you a simple Simon, see? I said to you, say, yo, make a look on it. What you're suffering from is what they call the illusion of causality. It is so predominant that it actually has been researched and have a term called the illusion of causality.
Damn.
Now it says illusion of causality, may I read for you now, occur when people develop the belief that there's a causal connection between two events that are actually unrelated. Such illusions have been proposed to underlie pseudoscience and superstitious thinking. It can have disastrous
pseudoscience, you mean?
Government, health, finance, and well-being. See? So I'm resisting this illusion of causality because I know that it can lead to negative policy and by extension negative outcomes for the practitioners within an industry. Let me show you now. If you accept so we talk about a causal relationship, as I said, my brother, if we now talk about a causal relationship, there is no need for further discussion. If dancehall don't cause crime, then government now for discuss it, and politicians now for discuss it, and me not into me a politician. You understand? So if it not cause crime, me now for discuss it. So if you just want to say dancehall influence what we drink and dancehall influence our mood, you can say that. We talk about if dancehall cause crime. That is what I am talking about.
I want to show you the perfect tool for making stunning videos without leaving the house. Just go to artgrid.
See? So this thing about strong man and all them thing, I don't know what you're talking about. You understand me as a brother? Me say dancehall don't cause crime, in particular murder. So there's some research where I got exposed to in that field. See? We have gone out to research. See? There's a research what the man them do, right? Professor of psychology Lawrence Steinberg, see? He did a research in 2013. You can Google this, right? Lawrence, Laurence, Steinberg, Steinberg. He concluded from his 2013 peer-reviewed article, there's little credible evidence that violent media cause people to commit real-world violence. See? You can just do some research on that, see? He went further, the same man. These widespread beliefs are convenient distractions from the real causes of the problem behavior. See? Alright. Because it's not just music, you know. Some people say violent movies, some people say violent video game. Video game have come under a lot of criticism for say that it
yeah, if you ever say music, you have to add them there too.
Right. So we come to another one now where this other man now. Connection between entertainment and crime has been researched in many countries. Some examples of the countries that research it include governments of Norway, the government of Britain, the government of Australia, the government of Sweden, all of which found no evidence that violent media led to violence. In fact, there are countless other studies, see? So studies we are getting now, you know, see? So we can look on that. Now we look on the next study now. Seymour Feshbach, see? Feshbach. He did a study in 1971, so a long time this discussion on. He found that violent entertainment was more likely to diffuse than stimulate aggression. He argues that violence under the guise of dramatic fantasy is found throughout history and seems likely that the vicarious participation in these fantasies does satisfy some human need. See? So now just break down that some more, make we have a reasoning. See? As I say, I'm not calling a simple Simon because you have a right to your opinion and you say you have seen it and you hear things, right? Not about research. This brother here, Seymour Festbach, see, is saying that some people who will not participate in violence seek to consume violent entertainment as their participation in violence. So a man will now physically participate. Now, if you're looking at Jamaica, we have a aggressive, an embrace of aggressiveness. See, most of us have said to someone, you know where I come from, you understand, especially if they are foreigner, man a Jamaican, and you embrace being aggressive. See, now when you really check out the mathematics, see, I can't bachelor. So when you check out mathematics, this man said that one consumer of violent entertainment is actually the person who is going forward to mitigate against doing it. See, so that leads to, yeah. So we don't want to reduce this conversation now to one time, and people did say and them thing there, right? It's too important a conversation for we look. So this man now suggests Seymour Festbach, 1971. You can Google it. See, him say yo, him think say it actually reduce violent participation by actually now just listening to it. So sometimes you see a man him vex and just listen some tune. See, and this man said that would have then now reduce in intent. See, that's what him says. See, you have another man now. The U.S. government study in 1972. This is by the United States government. See, the findings suggest little evidence existed that the consumption of violence had an adverse effect on the majority of children. So a lot of people out there say, well, warm to the children, warm to the children. This is what the researcher said, 1972. See, now I might not make my child be exposed to that. That is my decision. See, that is not government. Government not just based on decision. Government have to be based on what all of us are going to experience. So my independent and individual decision might be that I don't want my child to listen to that because of my opinion. But me talk about what research says. See, so the U.S. government did that from as early as 1972. In quote, it says that these findings suggest little evidence existed that the consumption of violence had an adverse effect on the majority of children. See? Alright, come again now. A brother named Milaski, M-I-L-A-S, M-I-L-A-L-S-K-Y. See?
Alright, so basically, I'm not gonna go through all the way myself because I'm sure Fim Bachi dead and my Bachi also dead too. For be honest with you, based on what I say and the research we do, it does make sense because speaking from my personal and people around me, because everybody will know listen to some form of dancehall where have violence in it, and it not cause them to do certain activities. I feel like the violence and violent activity more have to do with your background and where you come from and the people you surround yourself with. Because even with people who are born in the ghetto, not all of them resort to violence. Is it me I say is based by your nature, how you grew up. You understand? To me, it's not as simple as just the music. I would have never put the influence upon the music. You understand? Because at the end of the day, art is an imitation of life. You understand? So, not the other way around. So, you have to just understand, say, the music is there as a product of what is already happening in society. That's why I call it the illusion of causality. So, I just try to break it down a little further, but what I say definitely makes sense, and him come with him research is not, no, you understand, him site where I get these things from. These are peer-reviewed research that him look up. So it's a good debate, but in my opinion, the man win. As the man say, but big up to Sir P still. Him a do him thing by him channel. and this is the end of the review for me.